My name is Jeremy Shines, and this is my transparency of my struggle with pornography. This is going to be a really hard topic, first off, to talk about, but it's something that I need to talk about. Mind you, viewer and discretion is advised. If you do not, there's going to be some things said that are not appropriate probably for children. However, if you stumble across this video or you're watching this, then this is probably for you. My struggle with sexual temptations and lust and pornography started at a very young age. Whew, this is a really hard one for me. So it started with, just movies with sexual scenes that my parents would watch. And I'd be there and I'd be watching. I didn't know what I was watching, but I was watching things that I shouldn't be watching. And now, movies don't really have, it's not very open to certain things. There are, but it's just the idea is there. It's not just flat out porn, but the idea is there, right? The scenes and all that stuff. And that stuck with me, I'm not blaming my parents, even though they kind of played into that, but that's where it started. And those thoughts started to come into my mind. And lo and behold, when you see stuff like that, it makes you feel a certain way. And it makes you feel good. And, just kept seeing stuff like that in movies. So parents don't, if there's sexual scenes in the movies, you shouldn't be letting your kids watch that. And I struggle with it because I forget my kids are in the room. And even as a Christian, I shouldn't even be watching that, just to be honest. So I'm learning not to, but I slip up from time to time to not watch movies where it has that scene and my kids are there. Now, do I watch porn now? No. But do I still struggle with it? Yes, I would say so. It's always going to be something I feel like I'm going to struggle with. But I believe, like I said in previous transparency video, the more I confess these things, more or less likely it's going to have a power in my life. If I'm honest with myself, God, and letting it be public. So long story short, movie scenes started to turn into wanting to interact in that. And I'm not going to say who, but I remember long story short, having a desire to, touch my downstairs as a kid. Long story short. And this is freaking hard. Oh God. There was a boy. We were just wrestling in blankets, and it was just one thing led to another. We started, I'm a kid at this point. I'm like, 4 probably years old. I didn't know anything, we're wrestling and kind of kissing through the blankets. I didn't think much of it. No one really knew that or saw that. And then I started, early on, humping my pillow. And then, seeing girls and whatnot. and having attraction for girls. And then seeing more movies, and then eventually I got to the age where, you know, there was actual porn. Long story short, and it just progressed. Whew! It progressed, and it was just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. This power of sexual desires and satisfaction and urges. Long story short, and I am not proud of any of this. I kept humping my pillow through the years, and more, and it grew into my adult years, and then, you know, I lost my virginity to prostitute, female, and I just started watching more hardcore porn, and started to lead into anime porn, and then it started to go into, you know, she-male, males dressed as females with plastic surgery, boobs and all that, and pornography. And then one thing led to another. I got old enough, and, you know, I was in San Francisco going to college, and there were some tranny prostitutes. This is after all the strippers and strip clubs, and it led into that. And I remember, you know, sleeping with a transgender, and that made me really feel guilt and shame like I've never felt it before. When that all was started to happen, then it got worse, and then I just kept doing it, sleeping with not just prostitutes, but tranny prostitutes and stuff. And then I was just sleeping around with everyone, and then it was starting to lead into just guys. And I remember I was like just straight up not even dressed like females, just straight up guys. And I stopped at that point. I didn't, the closest that I, you know, got was they were guys as dressed as females. And then I was going deeper into guys, like gonna go straight for guys. And at that time I was starting to look at females who were like 18 years old. So it just gets worse. It doesn't get better. Like I said, it starts from just movie scenes to sexual scenes to soft porn to actual porn to just bad. It just gets bad and worse, and it never satisfies. So do I struggle with any of that now? No. But it took me a long time to lay it down. Actually, I had a desire the other day, and I just prayed and gave it to the Lord. It has been a battle fighting against just sexual sin and pornography in general. It is not easy, especially as a guy. I don't know if that's a difference. I'm sure there are women who struggle with it too. And I have been sober from pornography for about a year, not watching any porn, but I slip on thinking about it, and that's where I'm still repenting, just even thinking about it. We could see someone publicly, could see something online. It just takes one image to start to wander into that, and it starts in the mind, and it starts through the eyes, and then the mind starts to wander, and the mind can just wander into those places as well. This has been a lifetime battle, and this is my way of just confessing it publicly and talking about these things. And now I'm a pastor, and I'm wanting to help guys who struggle with this. I believe the more you talk about it, and the more you share your struggles with people, and the more you're honest with yourself, the less power it has over you. But the more that you don't share it, and you try to hide it, and you don't admit that you struggle with it, the more power it has over you, and the more likely you're not going to be set free from it. So these transparency videos are to help people get set free. That's all I got to say. Maybe I'll dive into more specifics in different incidents or situations where I've actually struggled about the, that's all I got. It's hard confessing these things and being honest, but I think it's a good thing. And I think it's going to truly set us free and keep us free. Amen. So this is my transparency on struggling with lust, sexual sin, and pornography. I hope you guys got something out of this.